Welcome to Two Guys, One Ethical podcast.
That was smooth.
We will be discussing ethics today.
Sadly, this will be our final podcast
Yeah.
for this UF 200 class.
Yeah.
But we're going out with a banger. So.
Who knows? Maybe we'll make a podcast and email it to you just for fun.
Just for funsies.
But here we go. Would you like to start, man?
So we whipped up a little ethic definition, and we came up with moral principles that contribute to a person's thoughts and actions. So basically, just what's right from wrong. How do you go about that?
Yeah. What's kind of interesting about ethics is morals make up ethics, but what makes up morals? There's a lot of different things that make up
it just goes
morals.
on and on and on.
Yeah, and there's my morals are different from your morals.
Yeah, everyone's morals are different.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
Some more than others. Ethical framework is something that it's just a set of moral guidelines that depict your future actions. Kind of like our ethics definition, but culture could change how you act because
100%.
the morals attached to those cultures.
That's how you're taught. That's how you're
But also peer influence, from your parents. You learn so many things from your parents and perspectives like that.
That just
that change your
morals,
actions and morals and stuff.
Okay, so for the first ethical families that we discovered and talked about during this UF class, first one we'll talk about is happiness. Happiness is basically the feeling of balance of happiness with oneself over suffering, and different trade-offs and distribution of goods, maximizing the tangible and social benefits. So basically I can trade off my happiness right now by going to get Luca, making him dinner. I don't want to do it, but it's for his happiness, so I'm putting him first. So that's how the trade-offs kind of work. Trade off your own happiness in order to make someone else happy.
He's never done that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of talk over here.
Happiness is the final destination to human actions. In the end, I feel almost everybody's goal is to just ultimately be happy with their life.
Whatever they have to do for that, but yeah. Relationships, ethics of relationship. It's just how we relate to others, our families and other communities. It also explains how we are individuals and social beings. We have different responsibilities with our family than we do with our friends.
Yeah.
And then also different responsibilities with just ourselves. Ethics of virtue. We got these are just different aspects of someone's character that change how they behave, sort of. It's if you're taught to be super disciplined, in football, I learned a lot of discipline in high school, so that grew my disciplinary.
Yeah, same. I played basketball too, so there's a lot of discipline and practices.
But
screw something up, you gotta redo it.
If I hadn't played football, I think I'd be a lot less disciplined.
Yeah.
But
the sports
also,
really helps you you have to go to practice. You're disciplined to go to practice in order to better the team, and that ultimately teaches you to be better for yourself and because you show up for the team.
Teaches you to be responsible and stuff.
Yeah.
Other character traits could be honesty, kindness,
integrity,
loyalty, dedication. It just means being moral, pretty much. All right. So ethical frameworks that shape our reality. These are different perspectives that we gain that are useful for reasoning. What action will provide the most moral outcome?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the golden rule is our reasoning to get the most moral outcome. Like,
Yeah.
if you treat others how you want to be treated.
If you treat others really well, in return, you'll get treated well. And
Yeah.
This is how,
Happiness and
yeah,
whatever.
all those other different virtues.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, so some different perspectives could be like politics, or just that could change your ethical perspectives. How you were raised and grown up, and like where you're from, what part of town. Like even someone like a block away from where you live could have a totally different perspective on life just because they're over there. Or you could be neighbors with someone and maybe they grew up with not their biological parents and you did. Like, it's a totally different thing in how they view the world
And ethics.
Yeah.
So yeah, going off into two ethical frameworks in the dilemmas of the news. First one we wanted to talk about is how the news is basically created to state facts, whether those facts will make you sad or happy. Some of these facts from like different like traumatic events outweigh like different levels of happiness based on like what event the news covers. The news sacrifices the feeling of happiness in order to get across like what actually happened in that specific event. Like for example, if the news is covering a school shooting, they're gonna have to talk about the number of student deaths, and even though like that sacrifices the happiness of the community, and the community being very sad over the loss of student life, that's a sacrifice that has to be made in order to ethically put out the facts about the world.
Yeah,
So,
that's an interesting point. I never thought of.
and it helps us, these hard facts help us learn from these different traumatic events and teach us lessons on how to do better, how we can prevent them. And yeah, so that's basically how the news is created to state facts. And then the second one, then sometimes news can have a sort of form of bias when it comes to like politics, stuff like that. If they have a personal opinion about one thing, sometimes I don't know if they mean to do it, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but they only support and like show that specific side and the benefits to that side, and kind of like outshine that side compared to the other branch of the story.
Yeah.
And however, it would be most ethical to show like both sides, both pros to both situations and both cons to both situations, rather than just promoting one and leaving the other, making it look not as good and to the public eye, which can like have a effect on the public and make them think, oh, this one's really much better than this one, when in reality they didn't really discuss the other one, so that makes the people want that one.
Yeah. So like the news anchor's got to decide like, okay, I believe in A, but I don't believe in B.
But I have to explain both of them.
I want to show A more, but it's ethical to fairly show these stories.
Yeah. So.
Do you have anything else?
Oh, I think we hit it all.
All right.
So,
Well,
yeah. That was two guys, one at the
Cole. Professor Cole.
Yeah. Alright, our references will be in the description.
Yes, down below.
Hope you enjoyed our semester full of fun and loving podcasts from Connor and Luca.
Yep.
So, it's been real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Peace.
That was so dumb.
That was fire.